Do not accept the first offer. Do not accept the first offer.
Do not accept the first offer.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Reni. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I appreciate each and every one of you for taking your time to watch this video today. So today's video is going to be all about what not to do when negotiating your salary as a new graduate. If this excites you, keep watching and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe before we start. So I actually graduated in 2018 and I know that I made every single mistake that's on this list. I literally did not negotiate and I made so many mistakes, which is why I can tell you guys exactly what you should not do. Now that I've been in a few roles for the past 2 years, I've learned how to negotiate and what you should actually do. So here are my best tips. So my first tip is do not negotiate. In simple terms, make sure that you negotiate. Do not accept the first offer. Do not accept the first offer.
Do not accept the first offer.
Many times we get a job offer and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm just graduating and I already have a full-time job. This is amazing. Thank you so much. I'm gonna accept that first offer. And that is a big mistake. Don't do that. I did exactly that. And the recruiter was actually a bit shocked when I didn't negotiate back. So she called me and she presented me and she said, congratulations, you got the job. And she presented me with the offer. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And she was like, oh, okay, you're welcome. And then we hung up. Then a few days later, she actually called me back to tell me that they had an extra $3,000 that they were willing to give me. This basically means that I didn't negotiate at all, and she actually had initially offered me $3,000 less than what the minimum salary was for my salary band. She basically had to offer me more money to make sure that I was even up to the minimum, which is like, it's not even good that the recruiters are doing that, but it is what happens, so you have to get used to it and you have to make sure that you negotiate. So my first tip, make sure you do not accept the first offer. Make sure you always negotiate and ask for more because there's always more money on the table. The first offer that they give you is it's the lowest possible thing that they want you to get. Oftentimes, actually, if you have an external recruiter who is recruiting you, the company will go to them and say, okay, we are hiring a new grad and we are willing to pay them up to $60,000. Whatever they actually accept, you will be able to get the rest of the money or a commission based on the rest of the money. So if they offer you $50,000, but their max is $60,000, and you accept that $50,000, that extra $10,000 is either going to them directly or a commission is going to them based on that extra $10,000. They are there to get you for the least amount possible, but don't discount your skills. You have the skills in order to get the coins, so make sure you get your coins and negotiate your salary. Ask for a reasonable amount, but ask for more than what you want because they're never going to accept that offer you give them. They're going to meet you in the middle. I know it seems a little bit scary to negotiate, but trust me, they're not going to just say, okay, you want $10,000 more than we offered you? No, we can't offer you a job anymore. We're taking the job offer away. Don't worry, I've never seen this happen. Oftentimes they'll just say, okay, we can't give you $10,000, but we can give you $5,000 more. Tip number 2 of things you should not do is do not go into salary negotiations uninformed. So when I say uninformed, I really mean that you should know what the average salary is for that role that they are offering. So if you are going for a software engineering role, go on different sites. There's payscale.com and there's glassdoor.com. People will tell you what they actually get paid in those roles. So make sure you research and know exactly what they offer for a role like this. So make sure you actually research even further and try to find out what they offer at that company specifically. When you're on these websites, you're looking for someone who has the exact same or similar experience to you. So you're not a new grad and you're looking at someone with 5 years experience and trying to compare those salaries. That's not how it works. If you have 1 to 2 years experience, then you should be looking at the pay range for other people with 1 to 2 years experience. In the same realm of not being uninformed, just make sure that you know your personal experience. So when you're negotiating, you have to be able to back it up. You need to be able to back it up with, oh, I've done XYZ at this company, I have this many years of experience, I bring this to the table, and all these things. So make sure you come ready to negotiate. Remember, the hiring manager does this on a regular basis, but you probably don't negotiate that often. So make sure you come prepared and you're ready to fight for your worth. My third tip is do not tell them what you want before they tell you the salary range. If it's a good company, ideally in the job posting, they should tell you what the salary range is, just so you don't even waste your time if the salary range is too low for you. But if they don't and you get into the interview and they ask you, so what pay are you expecting? Don't answer that question. Counter them and say, what is the pay range for this role? I know it seems a bit scary to just completely ignore the question and ask them, but you never want to show your cards, because if you tell them, okay, I'm willing to accept 60,000 and their range was 70 to 80,000, they're not going to pay you 70,000. They're going to pay you as little as possible. Ideally, this is the conversation that you have with the first recruiter that you meet with, rather than having it with the hiring manager. My last tip, and this is one that I think a lot of people overlook, is the ability to negotiate things other than salary. So salary is just one facet of compensation. It is not everything. Make sure you negotiate based on other things if they choose not to go with salary, or even if they do, make sure you negotiate your holistic compensation. So there are things like your vacation days that you can negotiate, your ability to work from home or work remotely, and your ability to have more shares in a share ownership plan. These are all things that you can negotiate, and these things can make your experience at work even better. I made a video all about employee share ownership plans, which relates to a facet of compensation. So if you want to watch that, make sure you look, it's in the cards above. So one thing I will say just when you're negotiating is if they offer you, let's say $65,000 and you're actually looking for $70,000, I would say something like this. Thank you so much for this offer. I am so excited to work at this company. My one thing is that I have been interviewing at many other companies and the average salary that they've been offering is $75,000. Are you able to come up with a more competitive offer? I really want to work here rather than those other companies, so if we can negotiate, I'd really appreciate that. Even if you're not really interviewing with any other companies, this is a good way to just show them that like this is the industry average and this is what you should be offering. They probably won't offer you the 75K, but they will meet you in the middle, which is the 70K, which is exactly what you wanted. Last but not least, if all fails and they will not budge on any of this compensation, first, think, is this really a company that I want to work at? But second of all, because I know we all need money, ask if you can have something written into your contract where they will renegotiate your salary in 6 months. So say, thank you so much for this offer. I understand that you can't meet me at this point, but I really do want to work here. I would just ask if we could implement a clause in my contract that says that in 6 months time, after I've proven myself on the job, that we could revisit my salary. This is a way for you to still accept that job, but write it in your contract that salary negotiations will happen 6 months from now rather than the usual year after you join. I hope this was helpful. Don't make the same mistakes that I did, because I know I made so many mistakes when it came to negotiating my first salary. I walked so you can fly, okay? So I hope this was helpful once again. Let me know what you want to see next. If there are questions that you have for me, leave them in the comment box below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.